This is Mike Johnson. I'd like to welcome you to the demonstration video of the Social SEO Pro plugin for WordPress. Now, the best way to start off and understand what the plugin does is to correlate it to that of the WordPress SEO plugin by Yoast and the all-in-one SEO plugin. Now, both those plugins focus on mainly your metadata for your title, description, keywords. Yes, they do some social stuff, but really it's very basic and they only scratch the surface, and they don't do schema, .org, rich snippet integration, structured data integration, which is increasingly important. In fact, the latest details and data from searchmetrics.com, they released a report just the other day which highlights the fact that sites using exactly what this plugin does are seeing an average of 4 places in Google above the competition just by using structured data, rich snippet data from schema.org. And Google, Bing, and Yandex from Russia are all requesting that this stuff be added to sites so they can better understand exactly what content's on sites. Now, to get into it, you see here just in the general settings of the plugin, we focus on Facebook Open Graph, Google, item prop and authorship and publisher status, Twitter cards, ratings, social sharing, but there's a lot more into each one of those. There's tons of information I'm going to show you here as quickly as I can. Now, on the main thing here, we also have different optimizations you can do. One is content scanning. We scan the plugins like Yoast SEO plugin and the all-in-one SEO pack plugin. We scan and take their data so we can automatically populate some of our fields and whatnot to get you real quickly up and running. We do image sitemaps, which aren't included in the Yoast plugin or all-in-one SEO plugin, and then we add some other high-speed things like HTML5 boilerplate optimization to your htaccess file. That's just some real quick down and dirty stuff that the plugin does. Now, the best way to understand what it's doing for your site is to look at your site in the Google testing tool to see exactly what the search engines see when they're looking at your site. Now, when you're using just the WordPress SEO plugin or the all-in-one SEO plugin, you get just a title and a description from the site. You don't get anything else. You're not going to see this icon here unless, like with the Yoast plugin, you connect it with a Google Plus publisher page. Now you see here we have that markup on our site, on our home page, and our home page shows, yes, we have publisher status verified. We have site name, title, description, image, author and publisher status for Facebook. We have Facebook authorship and Facebook publisher status, which is something very new included in the plugin and very, very powerful thing to have. And then we have something very new, which is so new, in fact, that as you'll see in my demo here, that Google's not even up to date with it yet, even though they're asking us to use it. Now, this is a schema for a web page, and we see here all the highlights of the web page there. Now, normally, even with that, that'd be what your Yoast plugin would give you, what your all-in-one SEO plugin would give you. But with the Social SEO Pro, what you get is the ability to optimize this beyond what you see here. Now, for a product page, if we look at a page that has product data on it, what the plugin does is it will do your titles and whatnot, but it also gives review and ratings. It gives you your product price, and it tells if it's in stock or not. Now, this is all by virtue of the fact that it's a product page. Now, beyond that, because we've also manipulated our site to show authorship and publisher status as well, what you see down here is another link, more by WP Social. And that's because we have the publisher status associated with the product and not authorship. As you see here, we've removed authorship from this page, even though we have it on our site. and I'll show you that in a second here. And you can see here once again, publisher markup is verified for the page. And as you get down here, you see all the custom data that we're sending to Google by virtue of our rich snippet microdata integration, all the way to video as well. All right, and then we have our schema highlighted as an item page. We have all that data. Then we have our schema for product page, and we have all the data associated with that and the associated reviews on the site. And even though it says error page contains property video, which is not part of the schema, it is part of the schema, and I'm going to show you another example of that here in a minute. And then you have all the additional rich snippet data. Now, if you use one of your pages in your site as an example, you probably are not seeing any of this when you use the structured data testing tool in Google. It's all here because of the power of the SEO Pro plugin. Now, we did that for a product page. Let's look at something more like a blog post. Now, we look at a blog post here, and with the blog post, we now have authorship because we've designated this page to be a page that we want to use authorship on because it's something that we want credit for. We want to improve our author rank. So here, you see here, authorship is working for this web page. And we get down into the markup. You see it has my name there, Mike Johnson. And you get down here, it has all the data coming from there and how it originates. And you see all this data associated with our authorship on the page. And we still have our publisher status associated with the page as well. Now we get down in here to the actual data. Once again, it's all here, including our blog comments as well. Now, all this is just standard stuff that we already showed you before with some additional tags and whatnot that are on the page. And then you have the schema web page here and all the data for the page. And then we have actual content from the article body, which you have a description. This is the SEO description pulled from the Yoast SEO plugin that's incorporated and scanned into our plugin, and it comes into the schema. But now you have the article body, which is the whole article body, and this is just a cut off portion of what they show. And it says here, error, page contains property article body. Well, this shows how far ahead we are of Google because this is a part of the schema. And you can see here a property article body, and it's right here, used on these types, article text, right there in the schema. So you can see we're already ahead of the game. Google's asking for this, but the testing tool, while the search engine itself probably knows what article body is, their testing tool hasn't quite caught up to it. Now, what you also get when you're doing this is you see here in the search results, your first instance of WP Social, as we typed it in, we got this right here, which is just your basic site links in the search. But as you move along, you can see that by giving Google the data, you can very well increase how your site is picked up in search down to those individual product pages like this with the ratings and stuff that we already showed you in the tester, and then blog pages as well with authorship and all of this stuff incorporated via the plugin. Now we also have local SEO involved in this, and you see here through the snippets we have links to the Google Plus page and reviews, and then actual addresses and additional links. And you see here in the knowledge graph box that Google shows is we can show all this information, and now we can even show the every structured data type that Google has, and even that more fine-tuned for local businesses is we can get every piece of information that local businesses have to make sure it's in there, down to telephone numbers and locations and geo information in the logo. And then we also can specify customer service numbers to Google with our plugin settings. And let me show you just the laundry list of what the plugin does. Now we go back in here to the plugin settings, and you can see here that we have main settings, we have local SEO, and then we actually have social statistics for the social sharing portion of the plugin, and that's integrated with our Open Graph, our Google Plus, our Twitter, etc. So you go into Open Graph and you can literally customize this down to each and every bit that Facebook asks for. You can customize exactly what's seen by Facebook. When somebody shares your content, you can give them exactly what you want to see. You can dictate the content type of what your home page is by virtue of the all the Open Graph items that are out there, down to individual business, restaurant, place, etc. All the things from Open Graph. And you can dictate the default content type for your website and then give your home page specific settings. But then you can get down to the nitty gritty with all this, because you can do the same thing for Google. And then you can check and set your authorship settings as well, but then you can manipulate it on a page by page basis. And then you can create Twitter cards and send all kinds of different content to Twitter, like videos, and use all the different kinds of Twitter card types. You see here, there's so many: video, photo, product, apps, all that. And you can do ratings, and you can set up social sharing. You can use a Facebook recommendation bar on your site, and you can use Google Interactive Posts, which is a whole nother big monster of settings that you can customize your site for. But we can get down to the nitty gritty, and we can actually customize this on a page and post basis. Once you have a page and post and you want to tell Google about it, you get down in here into the Social SEO Pro settings, and all the things that we did for the home page and whatnot in the general settings, we can now get into and customize this on an individual post and page basis by selecting the page type from all the current schema.org, rich snippet, structured data page types. We can select if we want to have authorship on this page or not. Outside of our main settings, we can customize our Google publisher status to use the main one, or we can select another one here for another business page on our site. Now, you can disable the whole plugin here for this particular page. You can manipulate different scripts so there's no conflict if you're already using different plugins. Now, you can get in and customize exactly what's sent to Facebook. So when somebody shares your content, they can get a different title, a specific description for your Facebook fans, for people on Facebook, custom image, custom content type, as we already talked about, video information, audio information if you are doing MP3s, and then if you want to put in a different Facebook admin for this particular post or page, you can to associate it with that Facebook account. There's that much you can do just with Facebook. And then you can do the same thing with Google Plus. Everything here, you can add Google Interactive button to your content. You can add the placement. You can add all kinds of custom text. And then you can also add one of hundreds of custom buttons for Google Interactive sharing. All this is stuff that most people have no idea about and have never used. Now, as you see here, we have the Yoast plugin, and the social link here for the Yoast plugin is not there anymore because the SEO Pro plugin has taken it over, and now you can do it all through the SEO Pro plugin. You can add specific content for your Twitter cards for how your content is shared on Twitter, review, product information, local business information. You can choose a business, people, recipes, software, videos, and events. So you can see there is literally everything. You can tell Google, Bing, Yandex, Yahoo, etc. everything about your site, about each individual page, and customize it down to the exact content that you want to tell Google about. And this is going to help you rank above the competition, because by telling Google exactly what your site's about and not letting them figure it out on their own, you're going to rank exactly where you want to rank. Now, the next part of this plugin is the local SEO. So if you're a local business, here you can create your KML file and your geo sitemap just by filling in your business information here, which you can see. And then Google also wants all this type information for your business. As we talked about before, you can do it on an individual page basis, but this here does it for your entire site and for your geo sitemap. And you can put your logo in there, your customer service information, technical support, billing support, bill payment, opening hours, all of this, and then your actual your business facts and your coordinates to your business. And then you can put your KML file title and author in here. And once you save all this, you can download those files, load them up to Google Maps, MapQuest, etc. And then all this will also be on your site as local business settings schema. So when Google spiders and indexes your content, it's going to see that, and that's going to pop up here in the in search listings, and all your information is going to be listed there properly, and it's going to be highlighted in a way that gets you more higher rankings and more impact from searchers, more clicks, and a higher click-through rate on all your content. That's how powerful this plugin is. You see, I just went through this super fast. There is so much in this plugin. There is nothing else like this on the market. I highly recommend that you promote this to your list now, because this thing is going to help them like no other SEO plugin out there. Thanks, guys.